Now, they say the past is a foreign country. When you look back at the British Council films made to showcase Britain abroad from the 1930s to the 1950s, it certainly looks that way. Featuring the flat-capped masses at leisure and some of the most clipped voiceovers you've ever heard, for the first time, the films are now all going online. Our Foreign Affairs correspondent, Jonathan Miller, has taken a trip back in time to a land far removed from our own.
They come from a once upon a time when films were in black and white, and so was everything else, except the map of empire, which was very clearly pink.
Britain, the United Kingdom, an island 700 miles long, 200 miles wide, separated from Europe by the English Channel, bounded by the North Sea and the Atlantic, an island of 48 million people.
The rather peculiar lifestyles of these 48 million people, with their flat caps, their football, public houses, housewives, secretaries, even rabbit-shooting toffs, showcased for the education of the colonies. Flickering films instilling British values across the British Empire, from Rangoon to Aden, from Bombay to Rhodesia. It all must have looked as alien to foreigners then as it does to us now. Although some things never change.
These are the traditional community centres. They're even called public houses, where people go to talk and play games, where men and women, friends and neighbours come together.
Well, not that many women.
Where the qualities of human relationships are at their best.
Until closing time, that is. 13 films digitised so far from an archive of 160, each a time capsule of life in this island nation from the 1930s to the 50s.
They work with steel and iron in the foundries and machine shops.
There certainly are things that are recognizable for a foreigner living in this country. The pub culture is one of them. The pub culture here is a place for community. It's where people gather. It's where they see their friends. What's a bit strange is the idea of the UK as an island separated from Europe. Even stranger, I think, certainly for Americans, this country is part of Europe.
Wartime London, and while over in occupied Europe, Joseph Goebbels was busily pumping money into Nazi propaganda, Blighty's propaganda had an altogether gentler message, depicting plucky Brits, the Commonwealth, and the whole free world behind them, pulling together in the face of adversity.
The values that you can see in these films are the values of a people that's just been through a huge crisis, an economic crisis, through wartime, and are beginning to recover from that. It's a nostalgic vision of an idealised Britain. What's amazing now, though, is that these films have been restored and made available by young people who've been recently unemployed. And the values that I hope that they're bringing now are the values of how we can get through this crisis.
Fast medium right arm comes in, bowls to Barnes outside the off stump.
Winning the Ashes could be one tonic, although in the series of 1948, Don Bradman's Aussies cleaned up, 4-0 the result. But no matter. The point of Sir Ralph Richardson's stirring commentary to introduce foreigners to a very revered patch of English turf. And it's all imbued with a sense of fair play.
What is it about this unobtrusive game? What is its magic? For magic it must surely be that makes men sit and watch and dream of past occasions and of wistful yearnings never quite fulfilled.
Britain back then liked to portray itself as multicultural, but it was very, very white. For Britons who do want to go back and see the past as those who inhabited those times wanted their Britain to be seen, these snapshots of 60, 70 years ago just draw you in.
In scenes like these, we see not only the character of individuals, but the character of a whole people, the British people.
That report from Jonathan Miller. You can see all 13 of those films for yourself by clicking the link on the Channel 4 News website. Tonight's main news, the man at the heart of the WikiLeaks storm, Julian Assange, was granted conditional bail by a British judge today, but he's still in custody tonight, pending an appeal by the Swedish authorities. That appeal will be heard within 2 days. And breaking news, the Unite Union says tonight it will launch another ballot for strike action against British Airways. Channel 4 News continues online. We're back tomorrow at 7. Until then, from Carl and from me, that's Channel 4 News. Good evening.